Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Hope everybody is having an excellent morning this fine Sunday morning. Feels like it's been a whole week since I've seen you guys. Welcome. Yes. Everybody get in there and get your seller's coupon. Was there a Palm Street available
Palm Street's
also?
doing one this weekend. If you haven't used it yet, make sure you've claimed that one. But we also added one for this weekend as well to help celebrate spring. It's finally here.
The vernal equinox, is that the
Correct.
one? Fantastic. So yeah,
Good morning.
Happy vernal equinox, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Everybody got your coffee? Or whatever your beverage of choice for the morning is. I know for some of you it's very early that you join us, but we thank you all the same. We have lots of beautiful plants to show you today and some conversation about keeping track of new plants added to the collection.
We're going to do some propagation today, so we'll cover some of that too.
Yeah. I'm a little overwhelmed with how many new plants I have to keep track of all at once. So we've devised the system here to help us to keep track of what's what and what's where. And so I don't end up with a bunch of unidentified cuttings in my prop box. This is going to be helpful for that. So hopefully that helps you guys. Hopefully that's something that you find interesting. And hopefully you find some of these plants interesting also. So hopefully we can bring you lots of interesting things this morning.
Yeah. What else is new? Anything? I think that's it. The weather is finally breaking here. I think tomorrow, I mean, if you're still below, a certain temperature, make sure you're grabbing a heat pack. We're going to continue with insulation a few more weeks, so don't worry about that. But it's finally at that point where it's not too bad here.
Starting to become highly optional. I feel like there's not a lot of need for it in most cases.
But feel free to ask if you're not sure.
Yeah, we still have plenty if we need them. But again, it's one of those things that if you as well save a few dollars on it and not even, not even worry about it. Because like I said, the weather is going to be nice.
Yeah.
It's time for that time of year. The beautiful spring weather is upon us. I think we might get a little rain this afternoon, they were saying.
They did say a little bit of rain, possibly.
But that's part of the springtime thing, it brings the mushrooms. So we never complain when it rains in the springtime.
Good morning.
Good morning. So lots of interesting things this time of year, lots of exciting things that happen. And it's just shifting of seasons, getting ready for the springtime, getting ready for the summer's right around the corner here. It's, the difference between summer and spring, or between winter and spring here is pretty big. There's a lot of big shifts that happen, and getting the shade cloth up and getting those kind of things out there and getting ready for the plants to come join the patio situation. And so,
I want to just sit outside amongst the plants.
Yeah. It just changes your whole mood when you can sit out there and enjoy a coffee and see your plants enjoying their best life and watch the bees come and pollinate the Hoyas and stuff. I just think it's very cool to see them in their natural element, even if they are far from their natural element.
So, new to this and wondering why I'm not seeing any plants. There is some in the store. If you click on the shop in the bottom corner, you can see all the plants we're going to be showing. But usually we start off with a little bit of chat, and then later on we'll have a more educational talk after we show our plants. You're so welcome.
Everything is available in the store. We did release some really, really nice ones.
Already 90 there. Whew, skipped right over spring, huh?
But those of you who have had a chance to preview, there's a few things that have sold. I'm not fully aware of everything. I haven't seen all the alerts for everything, so I might show you something that's already sold.
We'll talk a lot if it's not Sunday. We're just chatty people.
That's true. It doesn't have to be Sunday, but Sunday especially, we tend to get a bit chatty. So sorry if it was taking up too much of your time. 30 the
day before. Jeez. Oh, thanks, Nicole.
Thank you. I hope that we've brought out some interesting stuff for you guys to see. I think there's some oddballs in there that we haven't shown in a while. There's some some larger plants that have been lingering for a bit. So I think it's kind of fun to look through and see all the new stuff. So if I show you something that's already been sold, let me know. If you're looking for one also, there may be another one.
Catherine's package didn't come yet.
Oh, no. I have a surprise in there for you, and I'm wondering how it's traveled. So when you get it, let me know. But I'm surprised by that.
Oh, thank you. It is a really pretty one. The wingspan on that elephant is nice.
Yeah, holy moly. That is
all right. Thanks, Catherine.
Giant plant. Yeah, that's disappointing. I thought that it would have got to you very soon, being that you're not that far away. So, yeah, that's weird. This week's been rough, huh? Okay, we have flagellata, a favorite of ours. They have some really beautiful, cute flowers with whiskers. I really think that's kind of a neat feature and characteristic. But the delicateness of the flowers compared to the rusticness of the leaves on this, I think, is a really interesting contrast. It's a very beautiful and very rustic-looking Hoya. It has those leaves that almost look like they're made out of stone, but that gorgeous splash, and they're like rigid, cardboardy. It's like stiff. Very interesting plant. And like I said, the flowers are amazing. They have those cute little whiskers. I just love it. Okay, next we have this little beauty. This is a species AH001 Indonesia. I like to say it looks like a lacanosa, but huge, like supersized. It's got those like abs going on the leaf. Very beautiful, easy growing. This is a really nice vining Hoya that gives you really beautiful flowers and easy growth. But these big, giant lacanosa looking leaves are really quite beautiful. Okay, here's another favorite of ours we like to shine the light on so that others can see how great it is. This is a verticillata FKA Bogor pallida. And as you can see, this is not a small plant. It's been growing for a little while in our collection, but I had to untangle it from all of its friends. It's got 4 vines hanging out of this pot, so it's trellis ready, but very beautiful and interesting species. They also have that kind of ab situation going on where there's really nice texture to the leaves, but they also get nice splash. They get nice sun stress. They're easy growing and just a really great starter Hoya. We try and draw attention to them because I feel like they're slightly underrated.
We're happy to send it bare root if you prefer.
Yeah. Reach out if you have any shipping preferences. I don't mind doing that, but you have to let us know so that we'll do it for you. Some people prefer to chance it, and it's a matter of personal preference. I won't do that to your plant unless you ask me to. But if you ask me to, I'm more than happy to put it in some sphagnum moss and ship it that way. So let me know if that's an issue.
Yeah, we don't generally get our packages pulled. We had one pulled a couple weeks ago. They unboxed it. They said everything looked great, and they sent it on to the buyer without problem. So
yeah, and it was like not even much delay at all. It was like overnight delay, and it was on its way. So sometimes it's a problem, and most of the time it's not. So just be advised. That's how what our experience has been. But yeah, if you're in a restricted area,
the third time in 5 years that California stopped one of our packages. So
yeah, if that, I mean, I think it might even be only 2.
Yeah.
So anyways, the bottom line is if you have special shipping requests, we're happy to accommodate if necessary. Just reach out and let us know. Send us a message and say, you have shipping requirements or requests. Okay, this one I think did sell. This is an outer variegated verticillata. Very beautiful, glossy leaves. They're very unique and interesting. This is a formerly acuta.
Right?
Yeah. Super gorgeous, though. It's got a lot of personality and very beautiful. I just love the individual texture of each leaf. It has a slight indent to the top, almost cupped, but then it pans out and curves back downward. And so it's got like a real flare. They're super beautiful.
Make me think lemon. I don't know. Like I know that they're not scented, but they just look lemony.
It has that sort of a yellow variegation to it, and it's just like cream colored.
Yeah.
When it's fully matured, but it's a striker. Very, very beautiful. Okay, next we have Silver Obscura. Adorable silvery leaves. They look like they're sugar coated. I will say though, they're little now. They get bigger. Our mother plant is like, I just noticed it the other day, and it's showing out. Like it's giving us huge, beautiful leaves. I'm super proud of these guys. They just look so cool when they start to get bigger. I really enjoy that. Obscura it's on the favorite list. They've got some really beautiful sun stress to them, and I just think they're really a great species all around. So I like the variegated ones. I like the silver ones. I like the regular ones. I just think Obscura is gorgeous. Later, you'll see we have an Obscura open pollinated that's going to be on our propagation list, which is a very beautiful, extra looking Obscura. They're extra long, slender leaves. So stay tuned to see that. Okay, we have Ogavata intervariegated. Really beautiful, really great color on these. But as you can see, we get these kind of wonky leaves when it gets close to the light. So it's very unique and interesting, but it's getting some really good splash and color on these leaves. So Ogavata intervariegated. Okay, next we have, this is really demonstrating the full wonkiness of these beautiful leaves. This is a wildflower. Absolutely stunning. The number is 4433. There is more than one in the store. So this is 4433, but very, very beautiful. Either way, they're both great specimens. The wildflower is very striking. In my opinion, they have like these really unique leaves that sometimes have like a real waviness to them, but they all have this really nice flare to them. They get nice tapered at the petioles, and then they get nice and big and broad, and very splashy and beautiful. It's a gorgeous looking specimen. I suspect Cubicalix carnosa, but I have no confirmation of that. SMS is not real forthcoming about their crosses. Oh man, dumping soil. All right, so we have here Botanica. That was successful, right?
Sprinkle the soil further.
I tried to get it back in the cup, but it did not go in the cup. So Botanica is one of our favorites for its ease of growth. Very beautiful, elongated leaves that sun stress really easily without super bright light. So it's one of those fun ones to put towards the end of the shelf and just let it do its thing. It gets like a really nice bronze to it. I think it's really quite striking. But yeah, it's one that doesn't require a whole lot of extra fuss to get that result. Some of these require you put them in the brightest place or put them in the sun and get them sun stressed. This takes on a nice little glow even in the artificial light. So, okay, here is one of the two Balanensis on the tray today, and I wanted to show you them side by side so you can see the difference between them. This is growing in a relatively bright scenario, okay? And it's got these really gorgeous, somewhat thin leaves, but they're large and very pillowy and looks sort of glabra-esque. But now let me show you this little guy. This thing is quite different. It's like bumpy and lumpy, but big and giant, and that grew in a lower light situation.
The texture will switch based on that.
Isn't that amazing? Like it has a totally different presentation for a slightly different growth scenario, but those are the same plant. Wild, right?
Yeah. Oh, that one looks more latifolia like.
One of these did sell. I'm not sure exactly which one, but I wanted to show you those side by side so you could see the difference between them. Is quite interesting, and I was told about that, but I didn't believe it until I saw it for myself.
You got the big bumpy good. You'll like it.
It's really pretty. Yeah, it's a good one.
And it very consistently does that. You can change the appearance of that plant easily in either light.
Yeah. And we have multiple examples of that too. So it's quite interesting, but I feel like these two definitely give a good display of what its capabilities are. Now, this is another one that I really find quite striking. This is a Fusco-Fecci cross, or Fecci-Fusco, whichever you want to put first. I'm not sure if it matters. I think it does.
It does.
Okay. So the beauty of this is that this has these gorgeous Fecci veins. However, it has these absolutely stunning Fusco margins. So it's really showing out the characteristics from each parent. But look at that new leaf there. Isn't that striking? Gorgeous splash, like a big old chunk of gorgeous splash on that leaf. And those gorgeous margins. This this leaf makes me wish the whole plant was growing that way. Now, they are all very beautiful leaves, but this one is just showing out. So I suggest putting these in your lower light situation and let them do their thing. It will get sun stressed in the bright light. The margins get stronger, but I think that the green starts to get a little bit more yellow green, light green. And to me, that's not its best look.
It starts to look more Fusco-y in higher light.
Yeah, no, I would agree. All right, here's another one that has a really great range of sun stress to rich green color. This is a Penny's treat, and it's quite a treat. As you can see, we've got the Saratoga split going on here with half up, half down. Very stunning and very fast growing, thick woody vine on this guy. Very beautiful. This is a sister seedling to the silver dollar, and you can see those characteristics of the silver dollar are very evident here. They have the same texture, the same thickness of leaf, thickness of vine, but they just don't have the silver. So very striking and very beautiful. They sun stress into a really gorgeous purple color, and I just think they're very remarkable. Okay, next we have Da Nang. Gorgeous new leaf. Oh, my nudiflora.
We grow it, yeah.
You know, the last time I tried to propagate, every single one of them did not make it. So I have to try again, but it's been giving me the heartburns lately for propagation. I don't understand why suddenly it's doing that. It didn't before.
Yeah.
So
if you're here later, we can show you the mother plant outside.
Right? It's just like it's being very misbehaving, and I don't know quite what to do about it. I think I'm just going to have to do it when my prop boxes are freshly turned over. I think that's what it's going to take.
Separate from the plants.
Yes.
Yeah,
if you
always
order
separate.
soil,
Hi, Humpy.
it will smash your plants. And unfortunately, it's heavy enough that it will damage the plants if it's in the same container. So
we ship soil ground.
Yeah, single packages ground. If we're doing up to 4.
Yeah, we can do up to 4 bags in a box. If we do 4, then it's usually better to send it priority just because of the way the weight works out. But
we try and make the calculation based on where you are and the distance and all that and the weight. Try and make the best shipping opportunity for you to get your product. But it is one of those things that it does take up a certain amount of space. So they fill the box. But we really love the soil. We find it drains really well and that it's perfect for Hoyas.
Is that the new nap we just got? From Ed?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one that is.
That was the one. Yeah, I'd have to check.
I'd have to check. I don't.
We just
think
got a
so
new
offhand.
nap. Can't remember which one it is.
Yeah. I know I have a nap 01, which is also really gorgeous too.
You show that to Nang. You just had it in your hand.
Oh. Da Nang. Very gorgeous. This has got some really nice red margins on these leaves when they sun stress. They also have really great texture on them. So those got like really nice dimples. It kind of reminds me of a Sakun Nakun, a verticillata variety. But they have that really nice dimpled midrib section. And then they grow these really nice, somewhat heart-shaped leaves. But then they get these really great dark red margins. Super beautiful. I've not seen it grow flowers for us yet. I'm waiting to see it flower. But it is a pretty large plant over at Mom's, and fingers crossed it gives us some flowers soon. Okay, next we have this beautiful Potsy splash, however you want to describe it. I feel like sometimes they're more splashy than others, but it's striking either way. Very unique and interesting shield-shaped leaves with these really nice points. They kind of have a real curve to them. So they're really quite striking and have a real personality of their own. But Potsy is just one of those families that I can't seem to have enough of them. They're just all so unique and pretty. And so we keep on collecting them as we see them. Last but not least on this tray, we have this beautiful elongated leafed Loy Province. Absolutely gorgeous. These get like stretch on the splash too. It like
you used to call them dashes. Yeah.
It looks like dashes. Yeah, it's so cool. I think that's very interesting. It also gets a really gorgeous pink in the sun stress. So I really like them. I think they're very unique, and it has that French fry vibe, but then also has that really nice splash. So. Okay, so let's move to this one. Got some other really great ones in this tray. Okay, check this guy out. This guy's also got a nice wingspan. This is a giant black magic. As you can see, there's a long vine here. I had to twist it back on itself with some new growth there, but big and beautiful start here. I'm a big fan of black magic because of the rich, gorgeous color that they're capable of achieving. However, you put these in the bright light, they can turn full purple. And I just think they're so beautiful with their big, glossy, splashy leaves. It's quite an impressive display. So I'm a big fan. We haven't had one in a little bit, so I'm glad to have another one available for however long it's available. So there's a couple more that are in the process, but it's not one that, I have all the time. Okay, this is another really beautiful one. This is a EPC 1018. Absolutely gorgeous. These have red coronas, or corollas, that's right. Very beautiful, gorgeous leaves with this iridescent sort of vibe to them, but fast, easy growing, large leaf. Really nice texture to the leaf too. It's that sort of matte, but very, very beautiful. Okay, next we have Lai Chow round leaf.
I have to look it up often too.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Corona versus the Corolla. Remembering which one is which.
It's so confusing. I don't know, why did they have to make them sound so similar, right?
I try to remember it because of the sun's Corolla, and that's the outside. Yeah. So that's how I try to remember it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, here's another really great one. I think this did sell. I think I saw someone did grab this. This is a really great Clemensorium. We originally acquired our specimen from Indonesia. It was one of the first orders that we placed from out of the States.
Yeah.
And it's just been a favorite ever since. They're absolutely striking. Really dark, rich color, gorgeous splash, and those really nice,
always pretty,
wavy margins on the leaf. It's like a saw. So beautiful. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that one. Clemensorium. Glad to have a couple of those available again. They're so nice, right? It's so good. We've had several, but this one has performed, I think, the best, and it's flowered for us. It's grown very well, and it's been cut many times, and it's such a beautiful specimen. I love it. Okay, speaking of needing a haircut, this is a Bordini. This one doesn't need a haircut, but its mother plant does. It's not anything specified. It's just a Clemensorium that we acquired from Indonesia. They're not ordinarily that narrow, sometimes, but not always. And it's quite striking. Really nice splash, really dark color to it. Interestingly,
a lot of the plants we collected early on from Indonesia or from some other growers, it was before there was a need to have so many distinctions between different clones. So it was not common then to have a clone named because there wasn't that many clones circulating,
Yeah.
So,
like Catherine's saying, I think that you're right. Someone probably would have claimed it as that's my clone. I'm going to call it Bert or whatever. And then it's going to be a cultivar that I grow and sell and have rights to or whatever. Yeah. But technically, you're not going to go fight someone over it or, sue them over it. So the name's the name. Clembert now. Well, you know what I'm saying, though. You could call it whatever you want to. But for us, we were just like, well, we got some of these amazing plants from Indonesia. I don't want them to lose their heritage. However, there's no distinction that says they're from Borneo or they're this or they're that. And so maybe they are.
Wrong to list it as Hoya Clemensorium and then in parentheses Indonesia. That would be an appropriate way to list it.
Yeah.
But we just don't. You have a clem that grows like a factory and another one that grows 2 leaves a year. Yeah.
Isn't that weird? They just have such unique personality and characteristics. This one has grown very fast for us, and it's also stalled out and grown slow for us. Right now, it's not growing super fast, but I was able to take a few cuttings, but it's been 8 months, and I took 3 cuttings. So it's not growing that fast. So again, sometimes the best plants are patience builders, and they make you wait. I think that's kind of part of the...
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is more seasonal.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Next, we have this one. This is one we haven't had for a while. This is a Stevo. Another very interesting and unique leaf shape. If I had to compare it, I'd say it's most comparable in our collection to like a Nap 11, but it does have some very unique and interesting veination in the structure of the leaf that leads me to believe that it's something else in the heritage here. There's some vertical veins that run through the leaves that don't look like a Nap 11 to me. So I don't think it is, but if I had to compare it to any of the other species that we grow, it has that nice elongated spear point, really gorgeous leaf shape, and gorgeous splash, easy growth, easy sun stress. It's grown out for us and flowered. It's just a really cool plant. I really enjoy it. So definitely a unique one. And if you don't have a Stevo, you know, you might consider getting you a Stevo. I mean, don't get the one from Jackass. Okay, we have Incurvula pelta, another favorite of ours. They've got really great shape, really beautiful with that outer variegated, and then the new emergent leaves have that cute little pink. I just think they're just a great species. They have the thickness that you don't expect. When you touch the leaf, you're like, oh, wow, that's actually more succulent than it looks. But it's got a really nice cup shape to it, and so it's interesting. It's just such a cool vibe to this one. I think it looks like Hushkliana, but it gets quite a bit larger, and it's just got a lot of personality and character. When you get a nice plant of this cascading out of the cup, it's just quite convincing and very beautiful. I really like this guy. Incurvula pelta. Plus it has a fun name, you know? Okay, next we have McGillivray. Also a pretty fun name. Took me a minute to get it into my mouth. Like, it didn't want to come out at first, and so I was struggling to say it. But McGillivray has got really new, interesting leaves. They're like, I don't know, they're like dark, rich colored, like a leather. It sort of reminds me of like a shiny leather. But very beautiful, easy growing. But when this actually flowers, that's going to be the showstopper. This is one of the few plants left on the fence right now. I'm waiting for it to flower, like waiting desperately. I really want to see it flower, but I also am trying to get that fence down. So I've been cutting sections of the fence out around some of the plants. This is one of the few that I haven't cut out yet, but it's kind of a waiting game. We'll see. I may just have to cut it out and try and trellis it also. Yeah. But some of our big flowering Hoyas have been entrenched for a long time in this fence, and I'm trying to get rid of this fence. And so that means having to reallocate some of these larger Hoyas. So our McGillivray is one of those on that list. It's grown in and out of the fence, back and forth. And so it's quite tangled, but I do believe that it's going to have to be chopped out of there soon. So I'll keep you posted. All right. Next, we have this beauty. This did sell. Great grab.
No,
didn't it?
No.
Okay. Well, look at that. This is a wingspan here on this giant elephant, AH027. Gorgeous, splashy leaves and massive. They don't always have as good a form as this. These are striking. Sometimes they get real wonky and real curly. I have a few that they go sideways sometimes, but they're really, really fun.
It'd be fun to ship, yeah.
Right? Yeah, this is definitely going to be in a melon box. Those of you who don't know what a melon box is, it's the 12 by 12 by 8. And so it's a bigger box. So even if it's just one plant, this would definitely have to go into a larger container. You're not fitting this in that shoebox. So again, it's one of those considerations when you buy a big plant. I'm not going to charge you extra for that. It's just it has to ship in a large enough container to contain it. That's a big beast of a plant. So be ready with a nice trellis, and that is going to make the most beautiful elephant for you. Okay, next we have this gorgeous sunshine or sunrise. Yeah, sunrise. Look at the color on that leaf. Absolutely gorgeous. These sun stress really beautifully. They get really nice splash. They also flower really easily and really frequently and very fragrantly. So sunrise is one of those staples. I don't know, I think it's the quintessential Hoya. If you're into the sun stress, you've got to have a sunrise because they just get so pretty. It looks like a bowl of candy, and then they flower and it smells like rose water. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, they really are great. And I feel like that particular sunrise has larger leaves than some of the others that I've seen. I really do like that particular cultivar. And it's not, also doesn't have a distinction, but yeah, I'm a big fan. The big leaf, it's just so appealing to me. You just got to get it on a trellis right away so that it has good support.
They're asking if you have a video of trellising those large leafed things.
Oh,
I'd have to go back through and check and see if any of the trellising videos we did had those.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we did any specifically for the large leafed ones. Often what I have to do is cut a lot of the bottom support off the trellis. And that way you have just a couple of stakes going down.
I did in Germany at one point. When was that? I'll try and find it, Nicole.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what we've done with the large leaves like that, though. Our elephants, they're not growing particularly on trellises because they get haircuts quite frequently. As they grow out, I tend to cut them because they're a very popular Hoya. People like to get them. So it's one that we try and keep in propagation as often as possible. So I don't really let them get super huge, but they often just sidewind out of the pot and end up with a long vine that's not very convenient. So maybe that's a good idea. We should do a trellising video of that.
Yeah, we'll try to find something like that. We can show you an example of at least.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely, it's a unique
There's always
challenge.
something around that needs to be trellised, so
Yeah,
it shouldn't be too
true.
hard.
So true. Okay, last but not least in this tray, we have this Haifeng. Haifeng has been a favorite around here because they're just so visible with their flowers. They're very frequent and very early with their flowers, but you can see them from across the room because you get this big old pink umbel of beautiful blooms that sort of look like candy. So I really enjoyed them. I think they're very underrated in terms of people talking about cool Hoyas. But Haifeng is just one of those troopers that just, it grows and then all of a sudden you notice it flowering, but it just doesn't give you any fuss in the meantime. Gorgeous green leaves, very unassuming. But then, like I said, the flower display is really where it's at with this one. I have seen in bright light, this does get a nice little margin on it too. So it does get a little bit of sun stress. They don't all, but some of them do. So I think it's a very pretty one.
Yeah, I understand. We've had a couple of large specimens that were on bamboo or wood, and they've rotted in the pot and snapped, and then the whole thing collapses and you're totally unprepared for it. So
yeah,
we don't love it either. We'll use it sometimes. We don't love it.
Yeah, and sometimes you can't avoid it, especially with the large leaf Hoyas. Sometimes it's tricky because it's just getting a larger trellis down inside the cup and accommodating all the leaves that are around the cup is tricky. This one here is Marilli. Get that gorgeous sun stress on that new leaf coming in. Another really great glossy leaf, super beautiful, easy growing. I'm just a huge fan of it because they're so pretty. I like the big leaf ones. Again, sometimes they give you a little challenge, but I think it's always worth it. Okay. Yeah, I guess I kind of ride the fence. I like them both. I do like the big leaves. I also do like the tiny leaves.
You like all leaves. You don't. There's nothing you don't like. That's how we got here.
That is the problem. That's the whole problem. I like them all. I like them splashy. I like them green. I like them variegated. Yeah, it's a sickness, I know. Right? I got the disease. Okay, we have Matilde. Absolutely gorgeous. Great splash on these leaves. I really like these guys because they're easy to grow and they're beautiful. They're underrated highly. They have gorgeous flowers, and our mother plant for this is just it's large leaves.
More cowbell.
That's the only cure. It's the only cure for the disease. It's more cowbell. Okay, so what we have here is AH041. Absolutely gorgeous.
Try one more time.
Is it 9?
Yep.
Damn it. Every time. I do have some ones in the tray.
Yeah.
So that's going to be even more confusing when that's... Anyways. So, yes. AH049. Absolutely gorgeous. This reminds me of the elephant quite a bit, but I think a little bit more tame, a little bit more form and shapely to these leaves. I say that as this one is getting all wonky, but it's still taking shape and still coming into its own.
Nice. Yeah, they will sunstress really pretty too.
Yeah, they're absolutely gorgeous. Okay, next we have Shepherdii, another great French fry shaped leaf. Big fan of these guys. They grow so easily, and they also flower really nice. So definitely a good one to add to your collection.
Number?
This one is 004. I think we have a handful of these left in the store. So Shepherdii is a great one. I'm a huge fan. We had it for a while. The specimen we had before this was not as beautiful. I think it had shorter leaves and wasn't as convincing. But this one we got from Catherine. It's so awesome. It's got the longest, skinniest leaves of any Shepherdii I've seen. So we really love that particular specimen. Okay, next we have Sulwanica. That's what this little guy is. Fuzzy little leaves that have this gorgeous shine on top. Really great personality to these leaves. I really find them to be quite attractive. This is 005. So there's a couple of these left in the store, so pick your favorite. Absolutely gorgeous. They have fuzzy backs.
Look how shiny they are.
And then glossy tops. So it's just got really great character, and the shape of the leaves I find really quite attractive. You get that on a nice trellis. People are going to notice that. They're going to be like, what is that? That's not something I recognize. What is that plant? So I do think that those kind of eye catchers are what we all want to have in our collection. We all want to have plants that get noticed, and we don't have to tell our people, hey, look at this plant. They're like, whoa, look at that plant. People notice it. So it starts the conversation. You don't have to. Okay, next we have a beautiful species AH001 Vietnam. Gorgeous splashy leaves, great shape, great texture. I just love these guys. They're like real smooth, but that gorgeous speckly splash. So stunning. Easy growth, very beautiful. But yeah, there's just nothing to not love about that guy. All right, this is a species AH556, seed 002. Look at that gorgeous pillowy leaf.
Ripples on this one, so cute.
2 active growth points here, 2 vines kicking off. Big, giant, beautiful leaf, large and in charge. I believe this is a Velosa, Vitellina or something cross. I forget what the cross is on this, but it's really quite striking. All right, next we have this beauty. This is a love affair, GTX 01-01, number 4386. Absolutely stunning. I mentioned the SKU number because there's more than one in the store, but as you can see, we've got some new growth here. 2 sets of new leaves, another set of new leaves. So very fast growth. These gorgeous elongated leaves with this really nice vein pattern. I'm a huge fan of this particular species. They grow so quick. The flowers are amazing, and it's just so pretty. They sun stress beautifully also, so there's just a lot of really cool ways you can grow this plant. I suggest the trellis because it's got a very fast growing, very friendly vine, and it wants to find a home. So it will wrap around stuff and kind of make friends with all your other Hoyas if you allow it. Okay, next we have species Caleb. Very beautiful. Slower growing than the Nicole, however, still very beautiful. You see it's getting a little bit of some freckling there, some sun stress freckles. I feel like sometimes if you short water these guys, they get a little bit of some freckles like that too. This is a 005. So a couple of those in the store. Check them out. Pick your favorite. Species Caleb. All right, next we have Delight. This guy is popping off all kinds of new growth. Active vines here. 3 active vines. Very beautiful. You can see this has got slightly larger leaves than the Da Nang, but very beautiful. This is their second Vietnamese species that we grow. Absolutely gorgeous, glossy leaves with some sun stressing there, like freckles. They get really nice dark red margins, and they grow really fast. No. This one is not tagged, so check it out. All right, then we have the Dapple Gray. Also, did I grab a tray that's not tagged?
No, these are older.
Beautiful Dapple Gray has this really nice splash on that new leaf. Really, really gorgeous. They get nice, big, chunky leaves. They grow nice, thick, woody vines. Easy growing Carnosa variety that we just love. But man, that newest leaf is so pretty. Really quite striking. Nice shape, nice splash. Dapple Gray. Okay. Last but not least, we have Diversifolia Maharani, the inner variegated variety. Absolutely striking. These have really nice, thick, succulent leaves. Almost reminds me of Australis or Incrusata in a way, but thicker and chunkier than Incrusata. So very beautiful, easy growth. This has been way better behaved than our other Diversifolias we've tried to grow. So I really like it. It is very chunky, and it's quite striking. It has like that yellow to cream variegation on it, so I find that to be quite appealing. Okay. This is another favorite of ours. This is Helwigiana, another really great sun stressor that has amazing veins that pop when you sun stress it. Absolutely gorgeous, easy growth, fast to flower, and frequent to flower also. So definitely a good one if you're trying to add some, some unsung heroes to your collection, I would say. Helwigiana is one of those ones that you might not think too much about until you see it in the bright light, because man, are they gorgeous. And they get that really nice purple color, and then they flower like crazy. So it's just a real joy to have around. Helwigiana doesn't require a huge plant to flower. So I think that's one that if you're trying to get plants to flower, it's a really good one to have in your arsenal. Okay, this is another one of those Delights. Absolutely gorgeous. So if you see it in the store, this one is 4387. So it doesn't have, you'll notice it's just got one other active vine. So you have 2 vines coming out of the cup. The other one has like 4. So make sure you pick your favorite. Okay, next we have a Para Elbow. This is 4369. Multiples in the store. So very beautiful. They have a chalky texture to them that I really dig. I think it's so pretty and very, very matte. It feels like it. It looks like it. It's just got a real vibe to it. But the new leaves come out with this really nice pink color, and it's a fast grower, very beautiful, nice thick green vine. So definitely a good one, the Para Elbow. Okay, next we have Elliptica Splash. Gorgeous silvery splashy leaves with that great Elliptica pattern. This has been a lot easier growing for me than a regular Elliptica. Believe it or not, It has those sort of narrow leaves that remind me of the Thai variety. This is 4389. Okay, when I say bright light, I mean south-facing window. Often I suggest or advise that people will download onto their phone a light meter, and that can sort of quantify how many candle power or lumens that you're working with, and that way you can determine which are your brightest windows. Because if you have a south-facing window that has a tree in front of it, you might be getting a little bit less light than a south-facing window that has less tree obstruction.
This is a light meter app, and will tell you the number of foot candles.
It's very helpful as a benchmark, I think, so that you can determine what's going on in your home and find your brightest place. I am a very strong advocate of using grow lights. So if you're not, I think it's personal choice, but I do think that giving the plants a little bit more light gives you that optimal growth that I think a lot of us are trying to achieve. And it makes it a little easier on you as a plant caregiver to give the plant a little bit more light to accommodate for watering indoors and all the things that it endures. So having a little bit more balance in that department, I think, gives it a little bit better chance of success, but it's not necessary for success. We've grown many plants just with north-facing windows or, less than ideal.
To be able to quantify the number, the light, a couple of inches either way can be a significant difference in light foot candles, but you will not see the difference with your naked eye.
Right. That's the tricky part.
Our human eye just doesn't do that very well. So
it all looks bright to us. To our eye, it seems bright.
I mean, in the south-facing window versus, 10 inches back will be very different.
Yeah. So if it's the best window is your west window, chances are there's a tree over your east side of your home, and southeast, the light's coming up and shining on your home, but it's getting blocked by a tree. So those are some of the things that I think can affect it that you may not be thinking about. That this is, it's a south-facing window directionally, but in case of ours, we have a south-facing window right here, but there's a 10-foot awning in front of it. And so that awning blocks a lot of the direct light, and what you get is reflected light off of the outside, which is still quite bright, but it's not anywhere near a direct light south-facing window where the rays are shining straight through without any obstruction.
Hoyas can tolerate quite a bit of light, though.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What's the foot candles we generally try to aim for on the shelves?
Between 700 and 2,500.
Yeah.
So it can go quite bright before you're starting to see reasons why you might want to pull it back from the light. Again, it has a lot to do with what we call fall off. As photographers, we've done quite a bit of study of light volume, light quantity. And so you have to have an understanding of the intensity of light and how much intensity you lose with certain distance from the light. So what I advise you to do is take that light meter that you've downloaded and hold it directly up to your light and get a good reading when it's right in the light. And then drop it down by 3 inches and watch how drastically that number drops. And then drop it another 3 inches. And you start to get a sense of how much light those lights are generating, but then the proximity to the light makes a big difference. So if you want that to be in the brightest light, you want it to be kind of close to the light of the brightest light you have. So that's a consideration that I would say, helps to put you in the right zone. For me, bright light is somewhere between 700 and 1100 candle power. If you're trying to get sun stress, you might go up to 2200, 2300.
We can't get 700 in any of our windows at our house. The way our house is positioned, we won't get anywhere near that.
Yeah.
You may, depending on where you're at and how much light your house gets.
Yeah, if you're getting direct sun through a south-facing window with no obstruction, you could be getting, 1200 candle power right out of the gate. And that's more than adequate. You don't need to add any light to that, other than in the wintertime when you're having shorter days, you might supplement for a longer day. Like adding light at the end of the day when the sun is down makes your plant feel like it's more summertime growth than it is winter time, but it's shorter days. So you're extending your day by giving it a little extra light when the sun is down. That might help it to think it's summer and give you more of an active growth pattern is the point that I'm trying to make. Good morning. I hope that it's helpful. I know that sometimes we can be a little long-winded, especially when asked a question. I can be long-winded when not asked a question. So I hope that that's helpful. Like, we are strong advocates of give it as much light as you can. You're probably not going to overdo it. But I have burnt plants with lights too. So if it gets too close, you can have damage to the leaf. You can have cell collapse. You can have, you can just cook it. So you'll find that as your plant grows, if you put it very close to the light and then it grows into the light, you'll find that the heat from the light can cause damage as well. But somewhere in between there, you try and find balance and hopefully get the best growth results for your plants. Okay, we have Carnosa Wilbur Graves silver. Absolutely gorgeous. I still see lips every time I see this leaf, but it's really quite striking. I find these leaves to be their own silver. It's so unique and interesting. I just love it. I have it next to our other silver Hoyas, most of them. They're in like an area. And so like mostly just so I can compare them. It's not because of the conditions there, because I feel like they have silvered wherever you put them. However, I like to be able to see them side by side with each other and compare the silvers. And this is such a unique looking blue silver tone to it. It's so pretty. Okay, next we have RB Dig. Very beautiful, elongated leaf with gorgeous veins, nice splash. These also sun stress really nicely, but my favorite look is to put them in the lower light and let them get around 300 candle power. Okay, so it's at the end of the shelf where the light is not directly over it, but it's getting some overhead light from the larger lights in the grow space. They're as much as 6 feet away. So they're getting some light, but it's lower light. So those leaves are growing larger and what do you call it? They're really rich, dark green color. All right, so next we have Obscura, outer variegated. Look at that new leaf there, gorgeous color. Easy growth. I really love these guys. They've gotten really big leaves up for us, sizing up quite nicely, but I don't know. It's one of those really beautiful Obscuras. I tried to sun stress our mother plant. It was not happy about it. And so I might try again with a little less light because I think I cooked it. This one is 4380. Quite striking. Okay, we have another beautiful Loy Province. This one is 4374. Again, very similar to the other two beautiful leaves with dash splash and new growth point active line. So this is definitely on its way to being a great plant. They're fast growing and very beautiful. I like to give them bright light because then they get that gorgeous pink splash. And I just think that's quite fetching. So personal preference, but this is another one that I like to give that bright light to. This is a Cypran, Leonensis, and Forbessi. Absolutely gorgeous combo here. You get these really nice elongated leaves that have this really great curve to them. And then they get this gorgeous pink splash. So very, very beautiful, the Cypran. Okay, next we have a fungi seedling splash. Absolutely gorgeous. These have got some really nice, pretty splash. This was one that we picked up from UPT. It's gorgeous. It's got nice fuzzy backs to the leaf, but they have that really gorgeous fungi shape. They're not the typical round shaped leaf like our other fungi that we grow. This is really quite striking. And our other fungi has no splash. Like it has round leaves, nice thick fuzzy backs, but there's no splash on it whatsoever. This has got some really pretty splash. Some have more than others, but it's really quite fetching. Okay, next we have Thomsonian white flower. Really striking fuzzy leaves with beautiful splash. Quite slow growing, but I really enjoy these guys. They're so pretty, and the smaller leaves, I think it just makes them extra cute. Okay, next we have this beautiful Jennifer with gorgeous splash. Those two new leaves on top are coming in really beautiful. I really enjoy that look. I don't often see a lot of splash on Jennifer, but I often grow it in brighter light. That tends to make it look a little bit lighter green like that. So I think that having this grow in a little bit lower light has given it this really gorgeous color. And I'm kind of a fan, I have to say. Okay, next we have Sigillatus intervariegated. Very beautiful. This is one of the few Sigillatus variegated varieties that's behaved for us. I really think they're so pretty. I have one in my prop box that's outer variegated that is gone full variegated, and the other went full reverted for like 10 nodes and then gave me one variegated leaf. It's just very poorly behaved, I have to say. I'm not giving up on it, but it's one of those plants that sometimes you just have to tolerate bad behavior in hopes that it will get better. All right. Let's see. There's a couple of repeats in here, looks like, but I'm going to show them anyways because they're pretty. This is a Lai Chow round leaf with long vine. Cute little new growth. Very gorgeous. These have got really great texture, really great shape on the leaf, and they also get really beautiful pink splash. So very beautiful Lai Chow. Okay, this one is Quinquevaria. Another really great shape, really great texture on the leaf. They're super glossy, super pretty, great veins. These sun stress really beautifully and the veins really pop. Super beautiful Quinquevaria. This has got that vibe of those leaves that don't even look real. I think that's so cool that you can trick all your friends and be like, hey, that's my plastic plant over there. Because it totally looks like it's made out of plastic. All right, next we have RCX50, another really great easy grower with that beautiful elliptic up vein pattern. Absolutely striking, and they have gorgeous flowers also. So they also sun stress really pretty, and it's just an easy grower, the RCX50. Mm-hmm. This one is 004. Okay, we're moving on to this Achi Bogor.
Oh, nice. Quinn has his first bloom.
Oh, nice. Very cool. I'm not sure if we've seen ours bloom yet.
No, I don't think we have.
I feel like we've cut it more. This one is 4335. Multiples of these available, but they are quite striking. And I really love the feathery vein pattern on these leaves. Really quite nice. Okay, next we have Numani.
Sorry, Elise, I just saw your video. She's watching us.
Nice. Look, I choose this one.
Oh, look at that, how cute.
I choose this plant. Oh, that's adorable.
Oh, I can't. She's waving. Oh, I can't. So cute.
Okay, we have...
Thanks for sharing that.
Numani. This is a relatively thin-leafed Hoya with gorgeous leaves, very fast growth. But what's nice about this is the transformation. You get this really bright lime green emergent color, and then as they grow into their full size, they take on this gorgeous rich color. Super beautiful.
That's fun. Do you think I'll FaceTime her any day.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's fantastic. See, the kids of today, they know how the technology works. It's wild. I don't even know how the technology works, so maybe she could teach me a lesson on it. How to behave on FaceTime. You did not.
Okay.
Okay, well, you could have two.
Catherine, that might have been his surprise in your box.
Well, there's actually even more than one, I think, surprise in your box. Just saying. But I didn't want to mention the other one because I wasn't sure how it was going to travel. And so I'm even less optimistic now since it's been so many days. But okay, we have another beautiful diversifolia here. The Maharani, again, such a performer. Look at that newest leaf there. It's absolutely gorgeous. Really great color on these. And look at the size of them. Really, really pretty. I just love it. And I do get the lemony vibe to it, right? It's got that sort of yellow look to it. Yeah, I'm a big fan. They're much better growing than any of the other diversifolias we've tried. So I will have to say I can vouch for that. It's striking and it's also easy growing. So there's a lot to love there. Okay, we have a Lacanosa, longleaf Malaysia. One of our favorites. I say that, but they're all our favorites, I have to say. This one is cool because it's got giant leaves and giant blooms too. I say giant, and it's giant in the scale of Lacanosa, okay? Not giant in the scale of Hoya flowers, because there are some that are absolutely massive. But these have nice, large blooms for a Lacanosa. They're also just as fragrant, but they get really big leaves, very beautiful, really nice texture, really nice splash, but everything's supersized. I just think that's very cool. Okay, next we have, this is a pink silver ghost. Now, the splash on these is sometimes a little intermittent. However, they always do return back to a really nice silver, and it is super stunning. I don't mind the splash. I think Puba Calyx is gorgeous no matter what, even just a regular standard. But the pink silver has been a real performer for us. The more I cut it, the larger the leaves grow, and I want to see what the limit is. Right? It's quite striking, and it gets just as pink, and I just think that gives it a little bit of contrast behind it. I think it just makes it pop even more. So I'm not sad about it when it gets a little bit of splash. If it mixes with the beautiful silver, I just think it adds a little variety to the look of the plant. So I don't get upset about it. All right, here's another one of those gorgeous wildflowers. This is going to be 4326. Quite striking. As you can see, this is turning into a really nice plant here. Trellis ready, but quite striking. You can see these nice large wavy margins on the leaf. I just think it's so pretty. Big fan of that guy. Okay, and I think that's it for this tray.
Yeah? Is that it? Ready to go outside? Or?
I have one more tray. If you guys want to see it, I'll show it to you, and then we can go out. Or if you want to go out now, we can go out now. What do we say?
It's up to you.
Let's show the one. What's one more tray amongst friends, right? The answer is always yes, right? All right. I'm glad you're with me still. Okay, we have a UT 0112 Af for Bessie. Another favorite of ours for that gorgeous pink splash. Absolutely stunning with these large, wonky leaves. I just love them. So, easy growth. Again, this is very trellis ready. Nice size plant here already. And yeah, a favorite of ours for that gorgeous splash they get. Okay, this is another very cool one. This is a Swiffer's Dream. Very beautiful, pillowy shape on these leaves. Really nice, glossy. It's quite striking. Another one that's ready for a trellis and will fill up a trellis very nicely. Very quick growth, very beautiful. These sun stress stunningly. The number on this is 4363. So there's a handful of them in the store. Check them out. We caught a brief moment of Sarah's show.
It wasn't even her show. It was the opening.
It was the opening?
Yeah, we saw a little bit of the opening yesterday morning. But then we were busy all day.
Yeah, we got stuff.
So, so I didn't get to catch as much of it as I wanted to.
Yeah.
We were going to go live last night.
There is a Swiffer's Nightmare.
Gorgeous.
And it's quite pretty. It's quite expensive still, too. That one's still out of the attainable range in my perspective. So definitely still out there, but it's super pretty. Definitely on the list. Yeah. When the price comes down a little, I'm going to definitely have to get one of those because they're very cool. And I don't know. I think it's just a outer variegated variety, right?
It's like the mottled variegation.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. I'm right there with you. Eventually we'll find a good one. Just like we found a good chibi.
Yeah. We finally got chibi last night. I did buy that. Where did I buy that? On Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh, because Catherine, she pointed out to me.
Ooh.
Oh, no, I didn't.
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't even been on Facebook this morning yet. That's really cool. Yeah, so we're excited. We finally found one, and it was, well, we didn't find it. Catherine found it, tagged us. We appreciate it. But yeah, we were finally able to buy one because I'm I'm too cheap.
That's so
that's gorgeous.
Look at that. Look at your Irina.
Glowing up. Looking beautiful. Way to grow.
Really nice.
Way to grow. She's beautiful. I love that plant. I think that's such a gorgeous plant, and I think highly underrated. For what it is, they're striking, right?
Thanks. Thanks for tagging me in that Morticia, too. I was very tempted.
Yeah.
One day, it'll be there. All these things were once those things. That's what I tell myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
What are you trying to tell me?
This is that MB14 something, but it doesn't have a tag on it. So
MB 1497 Air 3-inch Neve.
1497, that's the one. Gorgeous red margins on these. Nice splash. Also that really nice matte finish to the leaf. I just find that so attractive. It's like just sucks in all the light and then traps it. So pretty. Nice thick, juicy leaves though. I really find them to be quite attractive. And gorgeous red margins. Okay, next we have Comengiana, outer variegated. This is going to be 001. Quite striking, beautiful variegation. These are fast growers with thin leaves that don't act like it. So it's a very easy grower, not fussy at all, and beautiful variegation. Okay, this is another favorite of ours, the Leonensis. Gorgeous, large, pillowy leaves that have this gorgeous pink splash. So just can't get enough of these guys. I just think that big shape of the leaves, the gorgeous margins, the splash, it has it all. It makes for a really beautiful trellis plant, soaking up the light, getting all that beautiful sun stress. So definitely a big fan of that. Next we have Queensy, Latifolia Queensy. One of the variegated varieties that we've really enjoyed around here. It's a tie between the pot of gold and the Queensy for me, I have to say, in terms of my favorite. It goes back and forth, but I do dig the Queensy quite a bit. I think they're quite beautiful. The difference, I think, is Queensy is white in the middle, right?
Correct.
And pot of gold is yellow in the variegation. So that makes sense, right? It's gold. Anyhow. All right, here we have Lambang, another favorite of ours for its fast growth, easy flowering, and frequent flowering. It's kind of got that chicken farm vibe to it. The texture of the leaf sort of reminds me of a chicken farm. Less splash, but fast growth. Nice, beautiful purple midribs, and fast and frequent flowering. Okay, next we have a gorgeous Mayumi, UPT002. This is 001 of our inventory. Absolutely gorgeous. You can see how those really nice dark margins are starting to come in. It's quite a fetching look. Definitely going to be putting this out on the patio this summer and letting that get some of that nice morning sunlight, hopefully catching some of that gorgeous red sun stress. The Mayumi is definitely one of those really beautiful sun stressors. So it has not flowered for us, but it has rejuvenated quite nicely. When it was cut, the leaves regrew and they got massive. So I'm a big fan of that. I want to see how big I can get them, but also I want to see how sun stressy I can get it too. So as of right now, it's not giving me sun stress in my brightest place indoors, but come summertime, we'll be probably close to doubling our candle power for those. Let me go and check. I think I might have another black magic for you.
One more Obscura Silver. This is that one that we were talking about earlier that looks like it's kind of like sugar dusted. Very pretty Obscura. Has been a very easy grower for us. That's number one. What else is on here? I showed you most of it. Did he show you this one? Yeah, I think he did.
This one's going to be $10 cheaper because it's not quite as large. However, it's equally as beautiful. Gorgeous color. Active vine. So if you're interested, okay. Next we have this one. This is an RHM 030 011. So very beautiful, interesting long leaf with this really nice texture. Really nice midrib line, like a raised line. Sort of reminds me of Griffithy a little bit, but it's got a really unique and interesting looking leaf. They also sun stress really nicely, but it's not one I've grown for long, so I don't have a lot to say about it other than it's a very interesting, unique looking leaf. And yeah. Yeah, they are fast growers, definitely. So that vine, it grows quick. But yeah, a really good one. I'm a huge fan of how they grow, and you get them on a nice trellis so that the leaves are pointing in the right direction, and it makes for a very beautiful plant. So definitely a really good one, the Black Magic. Here's another really excellent one. This is a Tequila Sunrise. Absolutely gorgeous. This one has a really nice dark new leaf there. Really gorgeous. Great splash. Fast and easy growth on the Tequila Sunrise. Okay, lastly but not leastly, we have another Achi Bulgur. Slightly different formation here, but equally beautiful. And that's the plants, folks. We showed you the plants. Was there anything else that you saw in the store that you want to see in person? You want me to hold up? Or was there any other requests for things that sold out? So I do have a few other backups backed up, but I won't show them unless you ask me to. So
thanks, Catherine.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We tried to put out some good stuff. I do have a lot that is coming soon. Guantokensis. I don't think I have any of those at the moment. I need to take some cuts. Bahoy is coming along very nicely. That one will be ready to come out of the prop box very soon. I can actually show you when we go out there.
Clem.
Another Clem. I do have another Clem. I have this one and I have another small one that's not quite showing growth yet. So I don't have any large ones like that anymore. But yeah. Another black magic in the shop?
Just this one. Clem.
Yeah.
You have another one you said?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, guys? We're going to go outside in a minute here. We're going to do some propagation. If you have any questions about how we propagate or challenges that you've had propagating, make sure you let us know that in the comments here. Thank you. And then we're going to do some propagation of, we had a series of plants that we bought back in probably November. Ooh, I don't know if we have Lee ready right now. I know we have it, but I'm not sure if we have any ready right now because that's one that we have to acclimate out of high humidity. So we bought a series. We bought a mystery cutting box from a friend of ours, Mayra, the plant queen, back in like November, and it was like 60 cuttings that came all at the same time. So it was a fun way for us to acquire a lot of new species. It was a lot of fun to open up. We ended up rooting all those and have grown them since as plants, and now they are all ready for cutting as well. So that's what we're really going to do now today is start to cut those plants and keep track of them. And that's the other clone.
There's the other one. Long vine. I got tangled in the shelf up above.
Is that the same price? Or?
This one we can do for 10 less.
55.
Okay, so.
Okay. Maharani.
So yeah, we have quite the tangle out there waiting some order, and hopefully we can bring some order to the mess out there that is this shipment of plants.
Okay. Oh, Lee, did you see me on Lee?
It's working, but it's not ready yet. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else before we go out? No? Okay. Get my pen.
We appreciate the patience. Again, some of these are just slow, and some of these are just uncooperative. There's been a few that I've been trying to get out, but they just keep giving me grief, and some that are just slow to wait to be cut. So it's one of those things. Yeah, sometimes you wish they would behave in a different manner, but they just won't. So what we have out here is a lot of things that are.
Do you think I need the light? Are we okay?
I don't think so. You guys don't mind if everything goes a little bit yellow, do you?
Ooh. I have to trip over the cords.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Danger.
You got that door? They need a timeout.
Yeah, right?
Ooh, it's right out here.
It's starting to rain a little bit, eh?
Yeah.
Exciting.
Oh, gosh, can you get that? Nice. Okay, let me turn this around.
All right. So,
Oh, goodness.
oh, yeah. Just the mess.
Where am I going to put the camera? I have to be at that prop box down there. So maybe I go that way. All right. Give me a second here. Okay. Caleb has. Hang on one second. Yes. Remember, said you. Will you step that way for a second? Just a little bit.
Step that way?
Yeah. All down here, these are all the trays, the floor here that we're propagating today. So the system here is not all that high tech. I prefer these cleaning boxes. If you can see on them, have. Let's take this off for a second. You show the numbers on there?
Maybe. Kind of hard to see, but there's an 8 here.
They're numbered 1 through 16.
Through 16.
And then they're numbered A through H, right?
Yes.
I don't know why you're getting weird with me, camera. So normally I do a spreadsheet that can be easily tracked. But Caleb's not a fan of computers. He has a hard time keeping track. So I make him basically a little cheat sheet here. So these are just 1 through 16 and then the letters. And then I'll put what's in each spot for him so that when he goes to pull them out to tag them, he knows what they are. So why are you propagating these now?
Well, we have these plants that are going out and they need to be propagated in such a way that I can bring them into production.
Yeah.
So right now, these mother plants can yield 2 cuttings and then potentially go over to moms to grow out more.
Yeah.
But here, they're just kind of growing into each other.
We don't have room to trellis all of these here.
Right.
So, and they need to be, they're at that point now. They either have to be trellised or they have to be cut.
Right. So the best solution, I think, going forward for some of these is to be going ahead and making a few cuts. And I don't want to lose track of what I have here. These are 60 new plants that I'm not familiar with by looking at them. I can't tell what they are. So we have to label them as we go along and keep pretty good records of what everything is at. As it grows out, it can come out of the prop box and then I'll be planting it up. But in the meantime, I need to keep track of what it is so I don't lose it.
This is going to be a pretty laid back, more chores type of time for us than like an actual educational thing today. So if you are busy and you're not able to stick around, don't worry about it. If you have specific questions, like I said, about propagating, you want us to cover along the way, just let us know.
Yeah. Hopefully the information comes from learning that this is the technique that we're going to try and implement to try and keep track of what these
are. Your scissors.
Yeah, can you grab those?
Yeah, but we'll show you all the new species we're doing along the way here so you can see them before they're cut.
What's interesting about this guy is this is a glabra. We got this one leaf with this leaf tab thing here growing from the petiole. So what's cool is this one grew 2 leaves on this petiole. So it's continuing on with that weird mutation.
We do some species directly into soil. There's a couple that don't like the water that's in the aeroponic propagator, so we will occasionally do that.
So there's a cutting that I'm going to take since it's one node, but that has a very weird leaf formation there. That one leaf has that mutation going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to determine where this can go in this prop box, and then it will be marked so that it finds a spot that we can keep track of. Okay? So, let's see. This is going to be G7.
What is it?
This is a glabra.
Just glabra?
Yep. So I put it in this little collar.
What do you propagate in soil normally?
Colina, sometimes sigillatus, bicensis. When we used to do polynura.
Yeah.
That one was always propagated.
The softer green stems.
Yeah.
We use our regular soil mix. We don't change anything about our mix when we're doing it right into soil.
Right. Yeah, it just goes straight into our soil mix, and that's that. Um, okay, this is going to be Hoya heifer. So it's got some really pretty new leaves growing here. This is part of the original cutting, but I'm going to go ahead and cut that off of there.
How's that spelled?
It
Or he
is
just gave me the plant.
Hefter, Hefter.
Hefter. Hefter.
So we're going to put Hefter in.
Awesome, yeah.
F2. Okay, now here's one that it's growing, but it's not growing enough to be cut yet. This is an AH099. So this one is growing from an upside down leaf, and these two new leaves have grown facing the right direction, but I think it still needs some more time before I can cut anything off of there. So we're going to just set this one to the side. AH099 is going to get a reprieve from this cutting. Okay, here's another pretty one. This is an AH052. Pretty new leaves there. They've taken shape nicely, and I think we can take at least one cutting off of there. So AH052 is going to go in F14. So this is a little bit random here because I have quite a full prop box already. So I'm trying to find spaces where they can fit as I'm cutting them. Okay, this is another cool one. This is an MT09. So that's the propagation leaf that we received.
Look at the size of that.
This is what's growing now. So very beautiful. I think we can take a nice cut off of that and let this regrow from that node. So MT09. And now you can see this one might be a little confusing if you just saw that in the tray. This is the bottom. So you don't want to stick that part into the prop box. You want to stick this part in. So what I'm going to do is find a spot that's near the edge. Here we go. We're going to go H7.
MT09.
MT09. Yep. Very nice. Okay. What we got here? TPQ 032, Renuensis and open. Look at that one. That's pretty. Nice veins on that. And this has grown quite a bit. So definitely got a few cuttable nodes here.
How long do they stay in the prop box?
Depending on their performance, because some of them will be growing roots faster than others. I check them before removing them so that they have plenty of roots. If they need more time, I give them more time. But roughly around 2 weeks, and they should be ready to be removed.
Look, I just noticed this is blooming right here next to us.
Isn't that nice?
With that grass splash.
A good one.
Okay, TPQ 032, did you say?
That's correct. Okay. So TPQ 032 is going to go into G13. Pretty one. RHM 917. Species Davo.
Oh, Davo.
Davo.
Yeah.
Bill and Steve-O.
Yeah.
Isn't that pretty? Okay. So we have a Dabo. Let's see, where are we going to cut on this? There. There.
Let's see that tag when you're done. So,
E16.
E16.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to callus them before putting them in the propagator here. We do sometimes just because the Hoyas are pretty resilient, so there will be days where he might come out and cut all day, and then they don't go into the prop box for a day or two. Certain species we would never do that with. Undulata needs to go right into water or right into the propagator. It does not want to dry out overnight. But
Okay, this is a fetchy open pollinated. So you can see it's got that really nice fetchy shape, really nice texture to the leaf, but then it's got some sort of wonkiness to it too, almost like it's crossed with Swiffer's Dream.
yeah, it kind of looks like that, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to trim that end off of there. Now what I'm doing here, I have to keep one fully hardened off leaf on every cutting. So I'm not leaving these young, tender leaves on their own to propagate. You have to have more than that to have success. So I'm going to leave these vines a little bit long and let them kind of hang out a little because I want to make sure I got a good solid leaf on there. Now I can team these up and put multiples in the same collar, and that way I can help keep track of them a little bit better. So we're going to put these in E14. All right? Wonderful. This one also does not look like I can cut it. It's still a little bit small. This is a Nervosa Vitellina.
That's pretty.
Very pretty, but not quite long enough to cut. So we'll set that to the side for now. What do we have over here? This one is Sissy Z.
Sissy too.
Sissy Q. Oh, well, there you go. Numerically.
Just to show it.
So this is what that looks like. Kind of like a sort of a turtle shell appearance to these leaves. They sort of cup downward a little bit. Got an interesting vibe to it. Nice little splash. Very shiny and smooth. I like that. So yeah, that's a good one. We'll take a little snipperdoodle. Now since that one, the tag has come off, I'm just going to cut it and stick it down inside there so that I can keep it with the cup. So we'll take a couple of cuts on there. Okay. And we'll find a spot for it. We're going to go E15. Getting a little hectic in here.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to use the other cloners.
I'm not sure. we can probably do some rearranging. Maybe shift a few things from the other corners or out of this one. Okay, check this one out. This is a nice. This is called Montana. So another interesting thinner leafed one, but very fast, long vine.
Is this a Mike Bernardo?
I am not sure about that.
I know Idaho is. I wonder if this one is too. I'm going to have to look that up.
Good question. You're right on that. So this one's got some really, it reminds me a lot of this Numani.
Yeah.
It's got like long internodes.
It's an IMO? Okay, thanks.
Definitely a good one, but I think that I'm going to trim off this dead end on this vine here. Let's see, where can we put this? This is going to be B number 9. Okay. Now, I said I would show you how that Bahoy is doing.
Oh, they're big leafed Bahoy.
Got some roots going, a few. So we're on our way. We haven't arrived yet, but we're on our way. Okay, what's next? Okay, this is one I wanted to show, but I don't think it's quite ready to cut yet. This is an MA23. Look at that pretty leaf.
That is really pretty.
Really nice. So soon, hopefully, this will be growing out a little bit and we'll be ready. But definitely putting some pretty leaves out here now. Okay.
You ready for it?
This one is TPQ 018. Callistophila and open. So it's really beautiful, nice Callistophila looking leaves, but really beautiful vein pattern on them too. Stunning. Also some really nice shape. I feel like this has got a really unique, for Callistophila, it doesn't have that Callistophila vibe. So definitely worth giving it a try. Let's take a couple of cuts. Let's say we. Okay, TPQ 018 is going to go A11. Okay. There we go. Look at us. We're moving right along here. Okay. Here's another one. We got a damaged leaf on this one here. See that? Not great. I usually remove them. Just get it out of the way. Let a new one grow. This is going to be another TPQ 025. Polystichia and open pollinated. So
Looks kind of like a clandestina.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's got that sinister vibe that I like so much. Okay, so we're going to have one of these. Let's say that goes in B3.
What did you say that was?
TPQ 025. TPQ. Oh, we already did this. 032.
Yeah, we did.
Another good one. Swiffer's Mood. Look at that cutie.
It's pretty.
That looks like it has subquintuple nervous.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I like that. That's cute. All right. So, we'll take a cut of that. Swiffer's Mood is going to go in C3. Doing more of those things. Okay. Terrific. What we got here? Incrusata open pollinated. So another beautiful green incrusata. Some really nice texture to the leaf. That's really pretty. Okay. All right, Incrusata open pollinated is going to go D4. Oh no, I'm sorry, not D4, D3. D4 is occupied.
And we should have played bingo while we did this.
Right? Okay, this is Disanthia Splash. Question mark.
Question. It's Disanthia. We'll call it Disanthia. It's definitely not a splash. She has our splash. She's still cute, though.
She's still cute. Disanthia. You shall be.
Now, all these cuttings go up for sale, or will you use them to like build mother pots out of?
Depending on how the mother plants do, occasionally when I take cuts, that's going to be B8. Depending on how the mother plants do. If the mother plants tank, I'll have to keep the ones.
Cynthia freckled. Good idea.
Yeah, right? Cynthia, moderate freckles. Okay. No, I say that because our Disanthia Splash has a bit more splash to it. So that's the reason why I say question mark. Some of them are splashier than others. All right. What have we next? That's an interesting one. This is Hoya Ana. Kind of reminds me of a dapple gray a bit.
Like a small dapple gray, yeah.
Yeah. Sort of cute.
Is it ANNA?
ANNA. That's how my sister spells her name. Anna.
Your sister only uses one N.
Oh, that's right, only one. Just two N's. Idiot. All right, so what we have here is F10. Yeah, I don't know how to spell my sister's name. She'd probably be thrilled to hear that. Okay, we have El Polo. Or is it LP010? Erythrina and Estrelonensis?
Yeah, it's LP10.
LP10?
Yeah, Erythrina Estrelonensis.
Look at that. Outstanding. So that one is going to go. F3.
F3.
Okay. This one is AH301. Also quite striking. Nice large leaf. Very pretty. Again, totally unfamiliar to me. Like, this doesn't look like anything we grow already.
No, definitely doesn't. It looks almost like it has some subquint in it or something.
Yeah.
Like Penny's Treat subquint or something.
See that?
Okay, I'm sorry. What was it again? 310?
Yep.
H310.
H310. Very interesting. Where are we going to put you, buddy? You're going to be in H2. Where I can keep a close eye on you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you're just coming in and grabbing the coupon, make sure you check the store for all the plants we shared earlier. If there's something you want to see in person, just let me know and I can grab it for you. Right now, we're just going through some propagations that we have to do and cutting some plants for our cloner.
Well, you don't say. This is just Hoya latifolia.
That's not a latifolia. Is it really?
I'm highly skeptical of that as well. It's
So is it a cross? It says H. latifolia?
H. latifolia.
Interesting.
It doesn't look like all the latifolias that I've grown.
I mean, latifolias are very large. Oh, you know what? I wonder if it's Howigiana. Howigiana is technically a latifolia now.
That looks very different from our Howigiana.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, Hoya latifolia is going to be growing over here.
Hoya latifolia, shrug.
Yeah. Question mark, yeah. Okay. Let me find a spot for this guy to be at. It's going to be E2. Bingo! Hoya bingo! Okay.
All right, I have to go get some water for me. So, do you want to show them something pretty for a minute?
I could show some pretty some things.
Yeah. Do you want anything to drink or anything while you go in there?
I'm okay. Let me show you this beautiful journey, SMS journey, been growing out for us. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, I'm a big fan of this little guy. It's been doing quite well for us. We got it as just I think it was just one leaf rooted in the cup. But it's been doing really well for us and taking off. And I'm quite pleased with it. We've been collecting a few kind of unassuming Hoyas. Maybe stuff that doesn't necessarily get all the airtime that everything else has been getting. This is one of those unspoken, unsung heroes, if you will. This is one that Catherine sent us. This is a carnosa, an heirloom carnosa from Indonesia. See, those leaves are really doing some quite nice things here. Very beautiful. Getting quite large, too, so I'm a big fan of this one. We've only been growing it for a little while, but it's really doing quite nice. It sort of reminds me of our Gamal, which is somewhat similar, but very interesting. Let's try to sneak around here so I can see if anyone's commenting. Right? They're so nice. But again, it's one of those, it's hard to talk about it because there's so many beautiful heirlooms and everyone has a gorgeous one to show. But yeah, that's a really good one. What else can I show you that's pretty? let's go off the tripod here for a second, and I can show you Silver Lady hanging out on the shelf up there. Bontokensis next to it. A couple of nice Lacanosas hanging out there doing their silvery thing. But you can see that prop box is pretty full. And then this one is also pretty full. Look at all those beautiful MRHs down in there. Oh, I just got those the other day, so that's going to be coming up soon. Another beautiful black magic. This is that sigillatus. It's just gone full variegated. It's so sad. Come on, buddy, you can do it. Do better. And then over here, lots of good stuff. Some Germanies, KPO1s. Lots of good stuff coming. So, let's see what else is here. I can show you. Rhiannon is always nice. Oh, look, it's doing one of those weird leaf mutations too. See that there? Very strange. Okay, so we've gone rogue over here.
Let me take this. Good.
We're almost there. We're rounding the bend.
All right, I'm going to sit down.
Okay. Okay, so we have this beauty. This is a TPQ 011. Species Singapore open pollinated. Species Singapore is one of our favorites. They've got really great shape, super beautiful. And this one has some of that sort of vibe going on where it's like real glossy but fuzzy on the bottom. So definitely got some of those characteristics of the Singapore.
We tried to go vegan a couple of times. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one that was uncooperative for us. Both Hoya and philodendron.
Yeah, I was going to say, we didn't like the philodendron gigas either.
Yeah, they had a lot of attitude.
They're fuzzy, right?
Uh-huh. Well, the gigas is one of those velvety philodendrons, but like,
velvety?
I'm not sure about the Hoya. Okay, so we are in E6.
TPQ11?
Yep. This is the one that I was talking about earlier. This is that Obscura open pollinated. Very nice elongated leaves that have that really great Obscura patterning. This is one that I want to get out into that sunlight and let it get sun stressed. Okay. Let's see, where are you going to be at?
You can move some out.
Huh?
Do we need to move some around?
This one is going to be at E10. I think I can get it.
Oh, yes, we can show you that. Obscura open.
Yeah.
10. The Nudiflora mother plant. We showed them that.
As you can see, it's a little bit wild, but it has peduncles all over the place, flowers quite frequently. It's just not been cooperating lately when it comes to propagation. But
it's the cutest little flowers, though.
Adorable. You have to like get out magnification so you can actually see them because they're so tiny. You can see these tiny little peduncles. They're like thread, like hairs. But yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah, we'll try and make some more cuttings and try it again.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm not going to stop trying. I'm going to keep on trying, but it's been giving me the business lately. So
that's Nudiflora.
Okay. Let me throw a couple of these up out of the way here. Pretty one. This is going to be a Hoya Vert.
Vert is actually Vert.
No, Vert, V-E-R-T. It says HSL, or is that HS1? It is super pretty, though. Really nice dark margins on this.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. It looks like a magic dene.
Yeah.
What? Let me see the tag. HSL. Yeah, I think HSL.
She's pretty, though. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's real nice. Now, it didn't look like that originally. That's the original leaf. But it's come in really nice. Very pretty. Okay. Well, buddy. Where are you going to live at? HSL is going to be A4.
Yeah, I'll have to ask you if that's correct.
We are getting full over here. That's all right, because we're nearly there anyway, so. All right, this is another one. Quinquevaria X Open. Another great Quinquevaria. It's got that same texture to the leaf. This one has more splash and more veins to it, though. Very beautiful. And I think very interesting because Quinquevaria has been a favorite of ours for a long time. A very good performer. And they're just so pretty. So I wouldn't be sad about having another Quinquevaria in the collection. This is a nice one, and an open pot is going to give you some interesting characteristics like different flowers or, variety. So I do think that's kind of cool. All right, we are going to be in D9. Boy, oh boy. I feel like we're getting to the end of it. Not that we're getting to the end of the plants, just that we're getting back to the end of the space. This is going to be Species Sabah Borneo. Also very interesting, kind of like almost like a lambie. Not an ath lambie, but an actual lambie. Sort of looks like that. On second thought, I see a little wrinkle in this leaf. And that says to me that it's a little bit dehydrated. I'm going to hold off on cutting this for now. As much as I would love to, I don't know that they would survive because they're not fully hydrated. So that's something that I tend to reserve. If I don't feel 100% confident in it, I'll just wait and cut it later. What have we here? Bent. I thought I said Bert for a second there. This is Hoya Bent, B-E-N-T. Very beautiful. This looks like it has some subquint in it, maybe. Very pretty, though. I could grow this. Okay, where are we going to put Bent? All right, we're going to be in D6. That's not Whiskey Bent. Good old Whiskey Bent and Hellbound. Here is AH038. Another very interesting looking guy. Very beautiful, veiny, sort of pillowy. Nice texture to these leaves. Again, it's interesting to see how these guys come out because they don't look at all like the original leaf that was rooted in the cup.
Show the difference in growing conditions.
Yeah.
038, you said?
That's correct. 038 is going to be in C1. We're going to say, find your way to C1, friend, and sit down. There we go. Terrific.
How cute.
Yeah, I'm going to call that full.
Look at this little queen bloom to open.
Oh, that's awesome. Fantastic.
That's really cute. I think it's going to be like a lime yellow kind of color.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Really pretty.
It looks like the marginata. Ours was about flower and blasted yesterday morning. But it was right up to flower, and I thought we were going to get flowers.
Colorful, yeah.
Unfortunately, that was not the case.
Is that all the plants you have to cut, or just all the room you have? Because I can deal with the other corners if you need me to.
It's all the room I have at the moment.
Okay.
But we're like 3 plants from being totally done, so I don't think it's going to be too bad.
Good.
I think that's done a real number to help keep track of what we've cut, and now I'm not going to lose track of those. Now that we have that spreadsheet, I can reference that as I'm pulling things.
All those trays can go now then?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I may pot some of them up into larger pots depending on what we're doing. Yeah, I think for the most part, those guys can go over there and grow out more. And that puts up some space here to grow more trays of propagation. So it's all about making more room for more propagation. Because eventually these are all going to come out of these crop boxes and be placed on the shelves to grow and do their thing.
That's cool. So that's where we ended up.
That's where we ended up. A nice list of various things. Obviously, the other gaps in there are filled with other stuff.
Yeah. So those are all known plants to you?
Right. I can look at those and recognize them. I don't need a tag on them or they're labeled individually. So there's a way to recognize those ones. Plus, a lot of them I've been going for a few years now, and I have a better ability to recognize them. So
Well, I'll make you a couple more pages like this, and then you can just add things if you want to.
yeah.
Cool. All right, anybody want to see anything else, or?
Yeah, can I show you anything else pretty? Or, I mean, obviously, I have things I can show you, but is there any request to see anything specific?
Do you want to show something that's large leaf, that's trellis, that you can talk about I guess I'll do that next week.
I mean, here's one that's somewhat large leaf and trellis.
And that's not like on our rabbit trellis, really.
Right. As a hitchhiker. But you can see how that one has grown quite enormously. Definitely a plant that loves a good amount of support, but definitely one that can get quite large.
Oh, thank you for rating. We appreciate you.
Let's see. Here's another one
Thanks, Prop Spot.
that is trellis, but it's kind of a large leaf one. This is a Meredithy round leaf. So as you can see, the trellis kind of runs through the middle, and the plant wraps around the outside of it, but it gives it some support so that as it's going along, look at this leaf is trapped inside there, so I'll have to rescue that one. But the bottom line is, as you can cut away on this trellis, you can make room for those type of things. As you see that happening, you can trim away a piece, and there's still enough structure there to still hold it up and hold it all together. Let's see, here's another large one that's on a trellis. Again, you can see the plant itself wraps around the outside of the trellis for the most part, but it just gives it a lot of support so that when those large leaves start growing, it doesn't just pull it right down the bamboo. If you just have a stake on it, it's easy for that weight of that plant to just sort of slide down the pole.
Yeah, we'll have to find something, and maybe we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea, because I do think that's something that people have to address from time to time as their plants grow out, and then addressing it from that standpoint of my plant's huge, what do I do? It can be quite difficult to accommodate at that point. You show those Sulanica.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that bloomed.
Isn't that adorable? This is on a propagation, guys. Yeah. That's not even ready yet, but it's been growing. The mother plants never flowered for me, but the propagation did as soon as I put it in the prop
Fuzzy. Like so.
And then
Soliciana, not Solanica.
Yeah.
So it looks like a Soliciana bloom. Very similar to that pink bloomy, like fuzziness.
The leaves
ready for you.
Very different from
regular Soliciana.
Definitely
not as long.
Yeah. Shorter.
Not have that quilted, like, pleating on it.
Yeah. So very interesting. But the flowers look very similar.
Oh.
So I think that's very cool.
Here's that Minutaflora again in a little better light. Such a cutie. Okay. Well, if there's nothing else you guys want to see or want to chat about, then we'll probably head out and keep doing chores. Ooh, that's cute. That needs to be cut.
Yeah.
Didn't we cut that?
We did. Yeah, there's purple gum cooking. It's definitely regrowing quite nicely. Lots of pretty new leaves.
Yeah. That's Larissa?
Yeah. Yeah, Larissa's been a favorite of ours. It's just such easy growers. Sister seedling to the Daikia chicken farm. So, for some reason, they just agree with us.
Yeah.
They're just so pretty.
Maybe next week we can take the plants over to Mom's and all these plants and do a tour over there too.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Okay.
Show off some of those beauties over there. Yeah, so.
Okay. All right, everybody. We really appreciate you hanging out with us today. If you need anything, want to add anything to your order, orders are open until around like 6 o'clock, usually on Sundays when I close them down. Otherwise, we'll be back on Friday and Sunday next weekend. You can find us here in between if you need to.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. as usual, we love our Hoya hangout time with our peeps. So join us again on Friday, and we'll see you guys. Have a great week.